Hello, everybody. Hello.
Howdy.
Love is stored in the balls.
You heard it here first. Are we frozen forever? Can you turn us back on? Okay.
Leave us! Leave us! Love is stored in the balls.
I want to know where love is.
It's stored in the balls.
Above.
You heard it here first.
Breaking news. Love is stored in the balls.
I'm muted. But now I'm not muted, so that's all good.
Just to reiterate, in case anyone missed it, love is stored in the ball.
Yeah.
Love is stored in.
Okay, so last episode was a real roller coaster. The team left Seattle on the way to Denver. Left Seattle on the way to Denver, and on the way there were accosted by a mysterious man on a motorcycle who revealed himself to be none other than Twink Speedo, Amendment's former love interest and combat biker extraordinaire. He surrendered eventually after the fighting became too intense. And Amendment squeezed his head until it exploded. And we're still not sure whether it was a show of... Yeah. We're still not sure whether it was a show of love on Amendment's part or just anger. It was not
we shouldn't. I don't think we should try and figure that out, because you'll never get the answer to that. You'll never get an answer. But I think also the message was there at the beginning, which is that love is stored in the balls.
So if you lose your head, you can still love.
The group then eventually got to Cheyenne in the CU Nation territory, and they found a little hotel out of the way that they could pay in cash and not get disturbed. Most of them stayed in the room. Leon stayed in the car with the corpse of Twink Speedo, and while Amendment got a phone call from a mysterious individual claiming to be a member of the Legion of Twinks, who claim that they are all coming to take out their revenge on Amendment.
Oh my god, the stress that has caused myself and Amendment is just... I'm worried. I'm worried for him. I really worry for him.
But perhaps the greatest cliffhanger was that Jed was in the bar at the hotel, and he looked across the road and he saw the shiny edifice of a YMCA or a YMCA, as he has been looking for years, and he dropped his drink and ran out of the bar. And so we'll cut to the parking lot. Leon, you are probably emerging from your cocoon within the
Dinky
van.
Hole.
And then you've probably been up for hours doing your workout routine, I would assume. You see Jed rushing across the parking lot in the direction of the street.
Oh, did we want a foundry link?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
I'd love to be in the game.
There's nothing to see immediately because I haven't...
Do you know, I was like, I knew that I didn't have one open, and I was like, I'll just wait until Cry tells me off when we're like mid-playing. Yeah.
Alright, I'll send Apom his special one.
Why they put my special one? Yeah.
But the map that's there, we're not doing anything with it at the moment because it's not on the screen. So pretend you don't see it.
Do you have a Yumka map?
Yes, I do.
This is wild. Okay.
Okay, I'll put you guys in it soon. Okay, so yeah, you see Jed moving across the car park towards the... Yeah, you see him moving across the car park towards the room. What do you do? Or towards the other side of the road, what do you do?
As in, we see him running off?
Yeah, well, he's not running. I'm assuming he's just walking with purpose.
In a trance-like state.
Is that... How would you say Jed is walking? Jed?
Just like straight ahead, like determined, like with speed, with
Gun
vim
drawn?
and vigor.
Gun drawn?
Yeah. Also, is the password what it used to be, or have you changed it?
Yeah.
I think it's the old password.
It was for me. It worked for me.
Let me...
I think it's just different for Pathfinder.
Don't want to
I've
touch
tried
that.
it with all
Mac has
different.
said is-
I've tried it with all different case sensitivities.
Alright, let me have a look. User
But it
manager.
starts with C and ends in... Yum.
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. I figured it. All good.
Okay. Alright, so now I've got to log back in. Okay, there you go. So yeah, what do Amendment and Leon do upon seeing Jed purposefully walking?
I think when we see Jed walking with such purpose, it usually means that
Someone's gonna
bad
get
things
shot.
are going to happen. I'm imagining him like a cartoon character, like when they can sniff something nice and they're like,
floating.
and their little feet are following. Yeah. I think, I think Amendment would just stand up and follow because that's kind of his natural.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about Leon?
Leon
What does
probably,
Leon
like, tumbles out of the back of the van, like an arm kind of follows out and hits there, and like, he like slams the door and it hits the arm. Nothing happens. And he's probably like, oh, everyone's going to get breakfast, let's go. He's probably like, yeah, let's go to Macca's to get something to eat.
Yeah. Okay, so you're following Jed. Jed, basically, you walk across a 4-lane highway. All of the cars are basically... The thing about the cars in like a major city like this is they're all connected to something called the grid. So basically, they're not driven by someone inside them. They're all driven by like a computer sort of that oversees the whole thing and just moves them around to where they want to go. You get in, you put your destination in, your car connects with a satellite and drives itself wherever it needs to go. So all the cars stop, just stop. Like, they don't like swerve or anything. They just stop neatly and let you stroll past them across to this shining building. This big sort of building made of reflective glass that catches the sunlight, and it's got it's got neon white letters that say YMCA that cover or YMCA that cover the entire like front of the building. It's about 3 stories tall, and there's a large sort of glass doorway leading into the lobby. And now I will put you in the lobby.
Oh yeah, because I'm currently in blackness on my
I'll fix that.
foundry.
Wow, Jed doesn't even have night vision.
Sad.
Oh no, I don't actually have any vision either.
Oh, I haven't given you vision? I'll give you visions.
Give me vision.
I'll provide you with visions of the world.
Ooh!
Might just be that I'm wearing sunglasses indoors, but could be other things.
Okay, you should now all have vision. So it's a nice, and I'll make that appear for everyone in chat too, so they have vision.
Wow.
It's a nice like foyer, very sort of corporate chic. Like there's no like the plants are actually like light projections of plants so they don't have to look after them and water them and things. There's a young woman in like professional dress seated at a large desk at the very end, and there's 2 corridors that sort of branch off and seem to go into other rooms. And she sort of sees you across, and there's some like leather seating and stuff. It's all very tastefully appointed. And the woman at the reception sort of smiles politely and nods to you as she sees you enter.
Kind, given our track record.
Yeah. Jed just walks straight up to her.
Yeah.
Just approaches.
She's like, welcome to the YMCA. How can I help you?
Good day, ma'am. Excuse my nerves. I'm a little overwhelmed. I've been searching for this place longer than you know. And my name is Jedi Crossfield. And I feel like I belong here. The YMCA, as you call it.
Oh, you're interested in a membership?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, let me just get up your. Let me just get the paperwork going. And she like pulls out a pad, like a tablet computer, and she starts tapping at the screen. She's like, "What'd you say, Jedediah Crossfield?" And she
Yes, ma'am.
She's like,
I think at the sight of someone pulling out like legal forms, maybe Leon kind of runs up to him and he's like, "Hey, Jed, sorry about that. We're gonna."
Hello. Are you also interested in a membership with our club?
Oh, I'm more interested in the documentation side of it. Specifically, I'm going to take a 5 with my friend Jedediah. Can I just get a... And I kind of drag his arm away.
She's like, take all the time you need. And she gestures towards the leather couches.
Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Goes back to typing on her computer.
Leon hisses at her. Yeah,
I think amendment... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you go.
I think amendment is currently sitting on the couch, mesmerized by
couch
these
like
lights.
groans under amendment because it's not designed for big amendment.
He is absolutely mesmerized by the lights. And he's got a lot on his mind, so he's focused in on
Leon
that.
is like sitting on the back. What's it called? The back of the couch with his feet on the sitting end.
Yeah,
just a fucking menace.
Yeah, and the receptionist doesn't seem to mind. She's just sort of. Once you guys step away, she puts on like a pair of like augmented reality goggles, which would like be used to access the Matrix from, people that don't have like a plug directly into their brain. And she just starts. She like sits there and she's obviously on the Matrix doing Matrixy things.
Okay.
And sort of not paying attention to you.
Okay, I sit Jed down. I'm like, hey man, just as an FYI, we crossed the border, quote unquote, illegally. If we start putting our names down on documents like this, we might actually get caught, in which case, no comprende plan and mission a vis-a-vis Horatio, vis-a-vis gangs, vis-a-vis killing us, vis-a-vis with shurikens.
Leon, my twinkish friend. Worry not. I've got this covered. At this point, Jedi stands up from his chair. This is the calmest and most collected that either Conduit or Amendment has ever seen Jed.
Jesus.
Like he's determined and cool-headed and all sorts. Things that normally don't describe him. And he walks right up and says, "My apologies.
And she removes her goggles and she politely looks and she's like, absolutely no problem. Take all the time you need.
I made a slight error.
Yes.
That's a name that I go by when I go to parties and that sort of thing. It's more of a stage name, if you will. I'll put down my real name for you, if you don't mind, if it's not too much of a hassle changing my name in the registry there.
Well, no, absolutely no problem. We would just need a copy of your SIN number, and we can confirm your identity.
Leon starts flicking his fingers in the way of Jed, no.
Jed does not have an SIN number at all, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid I can't provide you with the SIN number, ma'am.
Oh, and
my
sorry.
name, if you search my name in that little system of yours, you might be able to find things that associate with me and sign me up, because I want you to understand, I'm not leaving this building without a membership. This glorious establishment.
Oh well,
And
I'd be absolutely happy to, but it's company policy that we need to match you off. We need a form of identification.
that's true. Well, my name is Scott Eastwood. Now, I want you to search that up. I want you to search that in the system there and see if you can find anything.
Give me one moment. Give me one moment. And she puts her goggles back on, and the lights behind them sort of glow as she goes into the matrix. And she sort of sits there, sort of emotionless for a moment, and then draws them back up and says, Scott Eastwood, former Flatvid celebrity. You share a name with some quite esteemed company, sir. But
I've never heard of that other one.
I'm afraid I can't find a record within our system. This is why we require a SIN typically.
Does Amendment have like any stuff like fake papers for Jed?
Unfortunately, none of you do, but you know that Horatio could potentially arrange them for you. He usually does that, but he never provided you with any like long-term stuff. It was more like, here's a fake ID for the course of the mission, and then it'll burn. And because you guys have never actually had a reason to need a full.
If Amendment Amendment obviously loves Jed and can see that he really wants this. If Amendment text Horatio, would we be able to get one quickly?
Yeah, you could just dial him up on your comlink and
all right.
Talk to him via like sub vocal microphone, so no one else around can hear.
Buy you like a few minutes if you need.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Leon can go up to the counter and provide some distraction.
Go sweet talk that lady.
Horatio's like, "Hey, Amendment, how you doing?
Good.
How can I help you?"
Jed found Yumka. Jed, I don't think you could smoke in here. Jed found Yumka.
Oh
yes.
shit.
He needs a membership. He needs an identity.
Okay, you need a fake SIN. I get it. Okay, yeah. I can do that. Just leave your comlink open and I'll set it through.
The name, but not Jedediah.
Okay, what's the name? Hey, what name?
Leon, why don't you tell them what the name is? Why don't you say it? You know my name.
Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood.
Okay, give me like 10 minutes. I could probably, like, this is not gonna, like, don't go showing this to the police, because it's not gonna hold up to that kind of scrutiny. It'll get you a membership at like a health club or whatever this is, whatever the YMCA
We don't know. I mean,
okay.
I don't know what this is. They do have
just
glowing flowers.
Okay, all right, I'll be back. And he sort of, and like about 15 minutes later, your comlink beeps and you can record onto like a flat little USB kind of drive, and you get a fake SIN number for Scott Eastwood, but it's very like low quality, and he also redacts about how much money would come out of your account for it, because he charges you for it. But it comes out of your credits. But
don't I have a fair bit of money? Is that right?
Yeah, you're pretty rich because you just keep.
You've got all of my shares as well.
Yeah, but I hold your money, like. All right.
Yeah, it only costs like 100, and he sends it through, 100 million.
Okay.
So now I'll pass it on to Jed. I think I can put it onto him.
Cool.
Let me just check if he's got it. Yeah. I'll just check that he's got it. Oh, I can add it here. So now he has a rating 1 fake identity for Scott Eastwood.
Oh,
So she takes it from you once it's been passed on to you by amendment, and she scans it through, and she's like, "Okay, Mr. Eastwood. Oh, I would say you don't look like an orc, but that's okay."
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
only
she.
half the mother's
Oh,
side.
I've never heard of that before. And then she fills out, because there's no such thing as half orcs, but
Yeah.
she just kind of politely says, "Okay," and she fills it out. She said, "All right, you're all set up in our system. That will be a 200 new yen fee, establishment fee, and then 300 new yen per month."
Jed turns and looks at
That's
amendment
not that
because
much.
he. But
Keep
it's
in mind,
not. It's not that the number of money. It's that he doesn't have any form of physical money to give her. So he looks
Okay.
for amendment to hand over the payment.
Amendment produces the payment and is like, well, this is your Christmas and birthday present.
Yeehaw.
So amendment goes down to 18,280 new yen for the full cost of the.
He doesn't need to know that, though, does he? He doesn't need to know that.
It barely puts a scratch in amendment.
Amendment constantly inflates things to Jed,
Amendment-
so he
Amendment's
doesn't start
also-
begging for things.
What I like to note, this amendment is also a landowner in this as well. Amendment bought that apartment above the bar outright, so Amendment owns that.
Amendment is an incredibly responsible person and primary caregiver to his brother, cousin, father, nephew, Jed.
So yes, the receptionist, like, she passes you a little, like, lanyard with a plastic, ID card sort of thing on it. She takes your photo, and puts it, and so there's a photo of Jed on this little plastic card, and she sort of hands the lanyard to you, and she puts it over your head in like a ceremonious way, and she's like, "Welcome to the YMCA."
It is done.
Can I see a freeze frame of what Jed's photo, his membership photo, would be like, please?
Show us. It's like, and that membership is eligible for use in any of our 7,000 destinations, 7,000 sites.
Sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just choked on my own spitlets.
I'm sorry.
Did you just say, Did you just say 7,000, ma'am?
Give or take.
Holy Mother of Mercy. Jed starts to, like, disassociate at this point, just thinking about the sheer number of places he has left to visit.
Yeah, I don't know why it says no backseating. I don't think I took that tag off. I don't know how you could backseat a Shadowrun game, but okay.
No, especially this Shadowrun game.
Yeah.
Leon wouldn't fuck them. No.
Jim's like,
tell
yes,
you.
he would.
Yes, he would.
Okay, so you... Oh, I'll go back to this one.
Do we all get let in?
Well, no, only Jed has the membership. So, she says, would you like a tour of the facilities?
Ma'am.
Okay. Would you... Maybe you can bring your friends along and they can decide if they would like to purchase a membership as well.
At that point, Jed does like a proper, like, even though both of them are probably in earshot, Jed does like a, because Jed's feeling like the most confident he's felt possibly in his entire life. So he does one of those big cattle whistles, which I can't do, where he puts his fingers in his mouth and goes, and, amendment! And he just shouts their real names across the room. Like, amendment, Leon,
Amendment's
Someone
not
is on the
Amendment's
tour.
real name. Amendment is just called Amendment.
Amendment gets up and the couch like is fully broken.
Like
Hitting the ground.
Yeah.
All right, so she walks you through the YMCA, and it's a fairly standard kind of health club. There's like a nice pool. There's like a gym. There's like glass studios where people are doing like aerobics and meditation and yoga and all sorts of things.
Oh, it is a health club.
Yeah. And she kind of walks you through it. She says, so the top floor here is available for use 24 hours. There's always someone on duty. The basement is off limits to our non-platinum members. And upstairs is the administration suite.
In the administration suite, is that just for you guys, or do we get to a pumps wire next to the computers?
Well, no, the administration suite is just where we manage the day-to-day running of the YMCA.
Is that also 24/7?
No. That operates between standard office hours of 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh god, it is the future.
Amendment grabs the lanyard around Jed's neck and just like pulls him over because he wants to see if it's a platinum membership.
It's not. It's just a standard membership.
Can we see that area?
I'm afraid it's off limits to our platinum to our non-platinum.
Excuse me,
members.
ma'am. I don't wish to be impertinent on my first day here. I hope you will have patience with my curiosity, but I just wish to inquire: how does one become a platinum member?
It's strictly by invitation only.
Excuse me. Have you seen my body? I was made for a health club.
Well, it seems like you don't need a health club.
Just stands there and is like, "Hi, thoughts?"
Homophobe. I mean, just.
Perhaps my friend here could be one of your instructors. Not that I wish to be impertinent. Could you, are there any classes or sermons or anything on currently that I could listen in on?
Oh, there's a meditation class right now that may have a free slot.
Please show me
your
the
friends
way.
Your friends will have to wait in the lobby.
That's fine.
Yeah, she shows you to the meditation room, and yeah, it's like a room. It's not a glass studio in this case. It's like a enclosed room, and all of the walls have like video screens built into them, and they're projecting like, you know, peaceful imagery.
It's been 1 week.
Yeah. It's colourful, like flowers and butterflies fluttering around, and there's like a small group of like mostly humans, you know, the occasional elf, and orc sort of, and dwarf mixed in with them, sort of, you know, all seated, you know, cross-legged on the floor in a meditation position. And the instructor kind of looks at you and puts their hands together and bows to you and shows you to your mat to sit on.
All right.
Okay. Now, Jed, if you could give me what is the
poison saving throw?
Yeah, if you could roll your perception for me. So if you get it, I can just do it for you because I've got it open right now.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'll leave that at that, and then I'll cut to Leon and Amendment in the lobby. So you're kind of left alone. You're kind of left alone in the lobby. The receptionist has gone into the back room, and you're just sort of standing around in the lobby waiting for Jed.
Okay, is the woman still there?
No, she's stepped out.
Desk question mark?
I mean, I think no. You go for the desk.
Yeah.
How big are these?
Get this shit out.
How big are these crystal flowers? Just asking.
Oh, they're like
one?
they're like the size of amendment. They're like big, and they're light projections. They're not actually like they're basically light projected onto some like glass.
Sorry, there's a cat in the lobby. It's weird.
Part of the healing process.
Amendment's like, what the fuck is that cat?
Animals love amendment though.
Yeah, the cat's crawling all over him, and he's like, So, okay, they're light projections. They're not.
Yeah.
You can't. Okay. Never mind then.
I vote the desk.
You're swatting your hand through the hologram.
Yes. No, it's like.
Is Leon going to take a look at the? Is Leon taking a look at the? Whatchamacallit, at the desk?
Yeah, Leon's getting balls deep in the desk.
Okay, Leon, I'll go and have a look. So it's a fairly like basic like cyber terminal setup. What are your computer skills like, Leon?
Let's have a squeeze.
I'm gonna guess non-existent.
Yeah, almost. Got a 0.
You could default it, so you could roll it like it's a default, but we'll see how you go.
Do I have computer skills?
I don't think either of you do.
Okay.
Really, yeah.
Actually, Amendment would just smash the computer.
So let's. Yeah. You basically you understand that you are looking at a terminal for the YMCA. And it's got some like you find some contact details for the building that you're in. But beyond that, you don't really know. You don't see much.
Put the Matrix on.
The Matrix. Oh, the AR goggles are sitting there on the counter.
Are they?
Do you put them on?
Yeah. Let me just. And then, I got no other goggles. Put me in.
Okay, so you find yourself like rushing through a brightly lit sort of black and green landscape, like green grid lines flying past you. You feel like you can feel. You don't. You only sort of have the visual and audio aspect of it. You don't have the physical feeling of it. But you're flying through cyberspace. Blast off into cyberspace, and you find yourself like in a like what looks like a virtual representation of the same lobby that you're in, except in like sort of stylized, like it was made out of light rather than actual physical substances, and you can see crawling along the ceiling a bright pink spider.
Ooh.
And it kind of looks at you for a second and scrutinizes you carefully.
I get that often.
And then it kind of scuttles towards you and says, "Hey, you're not allowed in here. This is unauthorized use."
Yeah. I'm I don't know if anyone told you, but I'm starting today, and like I put this thing on. No one told me how to use it. I'm just trying to figure this out from the ground up, you know.
I mean, like Addison's working today. That's her headset. She's here.
Yeah, it's not like they fucking gave me one when I walked in. I had to borrow hers while she's out with someone at the moment. I only got like 10 minutes on this thing. Could you scoot? Can you scoot?
You got the job and you have no training with an AR headset.
What, you want me to bring up the fact that they didn't do any screening, or that they so desperate for people to work that they'll just get anyone fucking off the street? You want to start that conversation? Are you trying to unionize? Huh? I'm gonna fucking call the cops. I mean the business police on you.
The business? Oh my god. Look, just don't break anything. Just feel free to take a look around. I'm gonna go back to doing my job, and you Do
Yeah, man, me too.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Spider-Man.
And the spider skitters away.
Sheesh.
Being
Am I able to move around?
Yeah, you can move around. It's like a virtual reality kind of thing. But being that you have like almost no experience with operating the Matrix in any way, you're not really sure what anything does.
Yeah.
Like there are like you can see some things that like glow, like they might have some sort of use. Like, you know, there's like a phone that like an old timey looking phone on the desk that's glowing, and there's like a big TV screen that's not there in the real world that's glowing, and there's like a filing cabinet that's also glowing that's not there in the real world, but you don't know what to do.
But when I move in real life, does it move me in the game, or do I just move in the game?
It's moved like it's basically you're moving in your mind. You're jacked into the virtual reality. You don't move in real life.
Oh, I'm jacked up somehow. Okay, I sort of point myself in the direction of where Amendment's sitting, and I give like a few very detailed sort of hand gestures, which means like, if anyone comes this way, please either let me know.
Amendment knows. He knows.
Yeah, give him a second. Like,
Amendment, from where you're sitting, you can see.
I'm currently in the light. Yeah. I'm currently bathed in the light, just so you all know.
You can see that Addison, the receptionist, has stepped out of the bathroom, but she's on her comlink, just sort of in the corridor, so she can't see her desk, and she's just chatting away.
Oh God.
But she doesn't. Okay. She seems to be deep in conversation. She's like
on the phone.
Yeah, dressed like a cowboy. It was crazy.
Sorry.
I mean,
also keep in mind that time in the Matrix moves at a different rate. So you could sort of, it's basically the speed of thought.
What objects are around me?
Couch.
There's there's the couch. There's a little emitter for the lights. For the light tree that you're inside, and some YMCA brochures found out on the table.
The light emitter. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
It's just like a little disc that emits like a holographic image of the tree around you.
So if it was thrown at a woman, what would happen?
Well, it's not like it'd probably break and annoy the woman.
Okay. No, that's okay. Can I get over to her quick enough to punch her straight in the face so she goes to get knocked out? I'm just trying to knock her out. I'm just trying to.
Well, be mindful. Okay, so all right. You can definitely knock her out. Like she's not a combatant, so you could knock her out with one punch. If
I just want to make. I don't want one punch. All right, don't get political. I just want her to go to sleep.
Amendment so King hits.
It's coward punch, actually. Amendment coward punch is a woman. Amendment's just having a panicked reaction and needs to. Yeah.
She kind of like sees you coming over, and she's like, "Oh, hello, sir. I'll be right." And then you just deck her, and she collapses in a heap. In the little corridor.
Can he put her in the bathroom?
Yeah, he can drag her in there.
Leon hears a crunch and he's like, huh?
Yeah.
So what's Leon doing in the Matrix?
Yeah, probably doing his best to like fly around and see what he can touch. Like, for example, the glowing things, like, can he sort of like, you know how the spider was sort of crawling around up and on the walls and stuff? Is it like Leon's astral projection where like he can just go through walls?
Well, it's basically you can like there's sort of rules to it. It's like a video game. Like you could if there's walls in it, you can't clip through them unless you have like permission by the the server that you're in to no clip through walls.
So I'm not admin. I'm just kind of the
no, but you have some form of access just by virtue of you're wearing a headset that's connected, but you're not like a high level admin.
Okay.
You think the spider might be the high level admin?
But where is he in real life? Okay. Can I walk out to where Jed was, like where the meditation room is? Is that available?
Yeah, you can move through, like the whole thing is modelled, so you can move through the building.
Yeah.
You're not moving, you're still sitting like or standing behind the desk, but you move. You just kind of
I'm
like
definitely like comatose on the floor,
yeah.
Michael
You're
Myers
just,
style.
yeah, you're just lying in the you're lying in the chair.
Yeah.
Somehow your pants have come off, and you're just like
Dick out.
So you move through. You can't really see anything. Like there's nobody there. It's just there's no one in the area. It's just like it's been modelled. And you can see like the schedules for who's working sort of projected in light on the doorways leading into the different studios and stuff. And the elevator is marked by a large red X.
Ooh. Okay. Is the spider still downstairs?
You don't know. You can't see him. You'd assume
Okay.
he's somewhere.
I have a thought. Okay,
Yes.
I go back downstairs and I try and find Mr. Spider.
Okay. Yeah. The spider.
The narc.
Yeah. The spider is like still patrolling through the lobby. It seems to be like investigating something, but let's sort of pause, and it's like spinning. It's spinning webs, which you don't really understand. It's like metaphorical.
Gross.
Yeah, just
Out
like,
of its butt?
Yeah, out of its butt.
Ugh. Okay. I go up to him and I'm like, hey man, look, I'm really
what's
sorry
up?
for blowing up at you before. It's been a real stressful day. Look, I think
No,
this
you're not kidding.
I've been having I'm sure it's been real stressful for you. What with I heard there was someone that came in fucking no joke dressed like a cowboy, like honest to God.
Yeah,
Western
I saw
cowboy.
that. I saw that on the security cameras, but you know we get weirder things.
Yeah, man. Look, I've been having a lot of trouble with like my this kind of thing going on here. Like, are you like around? I feel really awkward going up to Addison or like going up to the tech people because it's like, oh, I just got here now. Something's gone wrong.
I'm in the office.
Oh, like, could you buzz me in?
Yeah, just off the. Yeah, just take the. It's on the right side of the lobby if you're facing towards the door. It's on the right side and the bottom. Look, I'll buzz you in. You'll see it.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Yep. So you.
I wonder what my avatar looks like.
Your avatar. Yeah. You can sort of look that up. You see your avatar is just a
Hot woman.
No, it's just a floating smiley face. Like a yellow smiley face. It's an emoji. It's a floating smiley emoji.
Okay. And then I'm like, I'll take off the VR.
Is that okay? So you take and you're back. You're suddenly back in regular reality.
Regularly.
Yeah, and yeah. So Amendment, are you still in the toilet with the woman that your king hit?
No, I
Dead,
haven't.
is she?
No. Amendment has left the toilet, looking like a little bit sheepish because he did panic maybe in the moment. Whatever.
That's fair. It happens.
I feel like Amendment and Leon don't talk that much, and so we just be like, I feel like Leon would just like take the helmet off, and then Amendment would just come out of the women's bathroom and be like, just be like, hi, and then Leon would be like, hi. And then we
Leon's
just
never
stand
gonna
there.
be like a dick about it, if ever that is the case for Amendment. But he's also like, I really just don't want to broach the subject. Leon's
a
probably
lot
also
coming
taking
from-
like
Leon's
the
just
moral high
like
ground. He's
Leon's
been in
just
worse
like-
situations.
Leon's just like, you know what? Even if I wanted to stop whatever it is Amendment does, could I?
Yeah.
Probably not. So I might as well just let.
I think their relationship is just like one of them takes the lead and the other one follows. So like
Yes.
Leon might walk in a direction first, and so Amendment would follow, or Amendment would walk first and Leon would follow. We don't really talk.
Yeah.
We're not.
Just whoever's
We're
working
like
at, like,
associates.
Yeah.
yeah. Like, they're kind of colleagues, but they do live together. Like, Leon did follow Amendment into his apartment and put himself there, but also Amendment will follow Leon places.
Yeah.
So are you going to investigate the office?
Yeah.
Okay, so
which is,
it's on this side. I'm over here, and you see where my little mouse is. I just like the way the stoop moves and Bevan just glides across the floor. And like as you approach it, the door buzzes open.
Okay.
Bzzzt, and you can go inside.
Hell yeah. Oh.
I'm coming back.
And there's an elf. So Amendment walks in, and there's like an elf girl with like purple hair. Sort of. She's got like a. It looks like a computer keyboard with like extra bells and whistles on it, kind of sitting on her lap, and she's plugged into it via a cable from like the cord to like the little like port on the side of her head. And just as she sort of unplugs it, she looks up and sees Amendment standing over her, and she's like, "Shit!" And she jumps backwards and like pushes herself against the wall. And she's like,
No.
Are you the new guy?
That's me. Hi. And I like come up. Amendment probably so tall. Leon could probably like
Leon like emerging. Legs. Yeah, Leon emerging from behind Amendment. She's like, "Who's this?"
Yeah. We were just hanging out in the Matrix.
No, hang on. Who's this guy? He's not allowed in here.
My emotional support bear.
I am.
He's very good. If ever you feel stressed, man, come to me. He can lay on you like a fucking weighted blanket.
Amendment does the weirdest smile. He's just like
Arnie from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
It's like that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, man. I mean, first it was like the union
guys
shit, and now you're like, you want me to have a
be straight with me first. Be straight with me first. You guys aren't Shadowrunners or anything, are you? Like, I don't need to get blasted because I let you guys into the security room. You're just, I mean, you're not Shadowrunners. If you wanted to break in, you'd have like a plan. You wouldn't just sort of walk in here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shadowrunners are like these super cool dudes who like are like fucking James Bond shit.
I'm being ridiculous. I'm imagining it's all every spider's fantasy that a Shadowrunner's going to try and get in and they'll stop them. But what's a Shadowrunner want with a health club? Yeah,
I mean, like, do I look like I could? Do I look competent to you? Like,
you both. I mean, your friend here looks huge.
Well, you'd be surprised.
No, I feel quite small.
I'm Weemus, by the way, and she extends a hand.
No.
Weenus?
Weemus. Weemus.
Amendment goes, Weenus?
No, and I hit Amendment on the arm.
Weemus with an M.
Hi, Weemus. My name's Mac. I just got hired yesterday.
You got hard yesterday?
I did. How'd you know? I got hired yesterday. Okay, I couldn't come in. I got way sick. I've still got a bit of the sweats going on.
Don't get me sick. I can't work from home. The noise is ridiculous.
Well, look, man. I've been vaccinated. 3 times. Sorry, 8 times.
Yeah, it's 8 vaccinations. I had all 25 of my booster shots.
I've never been sick in my life. This was a different kind of sickness.
Yeah, okay. Well, fair enough. So what do you need?
Yeah, so Addison was showing me the lobby and stuff, and then she had to go help this guy out. But I'm like, man, do I man the desk? I don't even know how. What are you doing in here? Can I help out?
I'm just, maintaining the security, monitoring the feeds. I think you just need to sit at the desk, and if anyone comes in, just say hello.
Okay. Is it they put you in charge of all of this? All the screens?
Yep.
Did you,
The screens are basically for show.
Did you see anything weird before?
I saw the cowboy guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what a fucking nutcase, right?
But the lobby cameras are fucking up. I'll tell you what. What you say, Mac? Was that what you said?
Yeah,
your name?
Mac.
Oh, hey, okay, Mac. Can you go out and take a look at the camera, just make sure it's plugged in properly? It hasn't been working.
Yeah, for sure.
Just in the hallway outside the bathroom.
Do you mind if I leave my support bear here? He gets nervous when I'm moving around too much. So I'm just.
You might want to take him with you. It's pretty high up.
Oh, you think we could sort of two-man in a trench coat situation?
Or he could lift.
Did you want me to lift you up there? Because I'm a stronger than I look.
Look, I'm not a. Look, I don't. All right, fine, I'll come with you. It's just she's obviously had enough, and she's just yeah,
Pass
just
the persuasion check.
Yeah, just give me a hand, and she heads out into the hallway, towards the camera. And you guys want to go with her?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Amendment just keeps looking at Leon are we meant to be like
Meanwhile, Addison's unconscious in the bathroom.
I turn to Weemus and I'm like, hey, look, I don't know which bathroom you use, but I'd stay out of the women's. My bear gets let's just say violently loose.
Hellacious shits, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. It's
anyway,
normal.
So just give me a boost and help me with this camera. And she's like,
okay.
She does anyone help boost her up? Or
it's not going to be me.
Does Amendment King hit her or what?
Amendment was caught up in the light prism.
Yeah.
And isn't sure what we're trying to do.
I don't think Leon's sure what you're trying to do. You're just kind of running. I think
Weemus is doing an up at the security camera facing away from Leon and Amendment. Yeah. And Leon kind of is yeah, I'll help you. Immediately turns to Amendment and is and does a gesture. And you can do with that what you will. Wink, wink.
So are you gonna punch Weemus? Or kill Weemus? I can't quite tell from the hand gestures. Weemus is just kind of guys?
And then it just bops her fucking square on the head. Does a...
Yes.
And she also crumples into a heap.
And then Amendment just starts dragging her to the bathroom.
So let's cut to Jed in the meditation room. Jed, you're sort of are you actively?
Amendment's just dragging her to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll put her in the bathroom with Addison. So Jed, you're in the you're in the meditation chamber. Are you actively involving yourself in the meditation, or is it not something Jed would be into?
How many people are there?
Oh, 7 or 8.
And is it a group environment where there's someone leading them, or are we just watching the TVs and doing it?
You're all kind of just it's obviously someone sort of giving guidance, but they're not really speaking at the moment. It's more you just kind of.
I think Jed's giving it a red hot go. He's not particularly flexible or anything because he's a cowboy. So he's just sort of sitting there, eyes closed, but he pulls out another cigarette and sort of quietly lights it up. So while he's doing that.
Behind your eyes, sort of where your eyes closed, Jed, after sort of observing the colourful videos on the walls, you see a face. It's a woman's face. And all you can associate, it's not a face you've seen before, but you also feel very, drawn towards it. And you are you get this feeling that's this face belongs to, a perfect being.
It's like the face of God.
Yes. And you sort of see that within your head as you meditate here.
Yeah.
And
Jed continues to smoke. And he keeps inhaling and exhaling because he's at this point he's fully entranced. He's like he wants to be accepted into this place because it's what he's been searching for his whole life. He thinks it'll give him what's missing, that he feels is missing in his life, a purpose that he's yearning for.
Well, you get this like constant feel, like it's almost like whatever you're hearing and sort of everything around you is sort of like working towards that point of trying to make you feel this is where you should be. This is the place, this specific place right here. Not the concept of YMCA, but this temple of YMCA. Yeah. And like this is where Jed should be. This is where Jed belongs. And it's just sort of, this constant reinforcement and reassurance that you are in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this face that you're seeing belongs to, the thing that knows, the person that knows everything and can guide you further.
Yeah. I put my hand up and try to talk to the sort of like instructor.
The instructor sort of looks at you and sort of just nods, like I says, yes, like go ahead. But sort of like holds up a hand like please speak with a low voice.
Partner, I apologize to everyone else in this room. I don't mean to interrupt your flow or your feng shui or whatever you may call it. But I have an inquiry. Whenever I close my eyes and I listen to the rhythms of the room, I can see someone. I can see a face. And I'm just wondering, do you all see it too? Is this what I'm supposed to be getting out of this? Because I feel like I belong here, and I feel like I have to listen to this person, or meet this person, or know this person.
So the other people that are seated there seem to be completely lost in whatever trance they're in. They don't seem to respond to what you're saying, but the instructor just sort of nods their head and like smiles at you and like gestures towards the door. And you see waiting at the door the person that you were seeing in your head, sort of just waiting there, and she's dressed in like a night, like sort of very like hippie kind of clothes, like tie-dyed sort of flowing robes and stuff, and she gestures for you to follow her.
Well, I'll be goddamned. He stands up and he walks towards her.
And she
Excuse me, ma'am. My name is Jedi Crossfield. Like, he's dropped the pretense at this point. Like, he's
she
just
doesn't
so
speak. She just kind of nods and. Yeah.
And I believe I am to follow you.
And she sort of nods in agreement and leads you towards the elevator. That's in a corridor nearby. She leads you towards the elevator, and the doors open, and you both step inside. And now, I'll come back to Leon in a moment. Leon, what are you doing at the moment? Now that you've got the lobby to yourself, pretty much.
Can I go back inside the surveillance room?
Yes.
Zoom!
Woohoo!
Yeah, what do I see upon the many monitors? The monolith of...
You see security footage. And one of the monitors has been like turned off. So it's black. The rest of it just shows footage throughout the building, like the admin rooms. But one thing you find very like strange about the whole display is everyone seems to move in. They don't seem to stop and talk to each other. They all kind of move in unison. There's people in the desks in the admin upstairs, and they all sort of stand up at once and walk like together in one direction towards the cafeteria. And then they all sort of get up and walk back and sit down and tap at the computers again. You see what you think is a security office on this floor in the lobby, and there's like a man with his feet up on the desk, and he's like looking at a comm link in his hand. and he's dressed in like the suit that you would sort of equate with a security guard, like a high level security guard. And you also see Jed talking to nothing, and then walking into the elevator.
Oh no. Is the security guard my size? Or maybe amendment size?
Oh, he's about regular human size.
Okay, that doesn't really help us.
Leon is regular human size.
Yeah, he's a bit skinny.
Yeah.
I'm bigger than that.
Yeah. So it's on the floor that the lobby's on?
Yeah, like across the hall from you. I was going to say. Basically just like he gets across the hall.
That's strange. Okay. I'm going to walk out into the hallway and kind of gesture for a moment and be like...
I'm already here.
Oh, okay.
I've lied.
Yeah. Leon's like, whoa, when'd you get here? I give him a gesture to knock the door down.
Yeah. All right. Can I?
Yeah, it's just like it's just a wooden door. Like it flies open. And inside you see the security guard that you saw on the camera, except he's not in the position you saw him at the camera. Instead, he's in the chair, but he's slumped back and his head is missing entirely.
Ooh.
And it's just like the back wall behind him is sprayed with gore. And he's just kind of like, he's got his gun in his hand, but it doesn't look like it was fired. It's just sort of hanging from his fingertips. And he's just...
Amendment's like, that was not me.
Wow, I didn't realize we were in this room yet. Is there anything on his desk?
Just a little, like a cyber terminal that shows the monitor, like the security monitors, and also a security pass key.
Ooh, yoink.
Ooh, yeah.
And Leon, you notice on the monitors that one of the monitors is showing this room, but you guys aren't. It's showing that same footage of the guy with his feet up and just looking at his comlink, and you're not seeing, you're not in the room with him.
Can I see the security camera from where I'm standing? Like if I look up and...
Yeah. It's just on the wall. It seems, I mean, you don't really know anything about technology, but it just sort of like, it seems like it's working. It's little lights blinking.
Strange.
We should read one of these brochures though, shouldn't we?
Yeah, where are we again?
Yeah, what is this place?
You're in the YMCA in Cheyenne, Sioux Nation.
Which is supposedly a health retreat. Okay.
Club, yeah.
Yeah, I'll yoink the security pass. Can I also yoink this guy's clothes?
Yeah, they're kind of bloodied around the shoulders.
Copper feel.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Like they would fit you fairly well, but they're kind of bloodied around the shoulders. But it's black, so you can't really tell.
Yeah.
Although the white collar is very bloody.
Nosebleed.
Yeah. Oops.
Amendment offers to punch Leon in the face. No.
Holds up his fist and is like,
the blood.
Yeah, like punch.
I mop up a bit of the blood with a tissue and just kind of hold it in my hand. That's quite a good idea. I'll put it in my pocket maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, let's bounce out of this room because it looks nasty.
Okay, so you head out of the room. Okay, so yeah, where are you going? Are you going to stay in the lobby? Are you going to read one of the little brochures or what?
Should we go to the elevator?
Yeah, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Do we know what floor? No, we don't know what floor Jed was going to, do we?
Well, you just know that there's only like one floor that he could have been on, like the health retreat floor. Although you saw him get in the elevator from that floor.
Yeah, we don't know where he's going.
Which they said went to the basement when you were taking the tour.
Okay.
But this elevator that you're in doesn't actually go to the basement.
Oh.
Fine. Not all elevators do. Is there... It's fine. Would the one on the left be going to the elevator to the basement?
You feel like you need to go through the Like, it's got a separate bank of elevators specifically for the basement. That's what you would imagine from the layout.
Should we go to the admin floor or the platinum floor?
Ooh.
The basement is the platinum floor. The admin floor is the next floor up.
Should we go to the admin floor then?
Yeah, let's scope the admin floor.
The admin floor.
Head on up to the admin floor.
No. Put me there.
Take me to admin, Daddy.
Amendment just says that out of nowhere. Okay.
All right. So you go up. Actually, let's cut back to.
Yeah.
Let's cut back to Jed in the
Jedediah.
elevator. So Jed, the woman that you believe you need to follow, sort of leads you into a corridor, and the corridor itself looks sparklingly clean and like immaculately white. Like, it's all very pristine. It actually kind of looks exactly like the YMCA that you saw as a child on those old flat vids. It's like, you know, behind glass you can see like a bunch of men with like huge arms pumping iron. And like the song is playing in the background. It's kind of like that's the thing. It's exactly your vision of Yumka. That's like, this is what you dreamt that it was and what it should be. Like, almost down to like every detail.
Yeah.
So, do you continue to follow?
Yeah, I continue to follow, because at this point, you know, Jed looks at this, and for the first time in his life, he sees something that was exactly how he pictured it.
Mm.
And that just makes him feel something. He's not sure what, but he feels... He feels something, even though, like, he knows he should be sort of overjoyed by this, and he's still fully entranced. But there's just, like, this little thing in the back of his voice, which is like, this is a new experience, and that's not necessarily a good thing. And he keeps moving forward.
Yeah.
As he, and also, the other thing is he's got a cigarette, like, hanging out of his mouth, and no one's mentioning it, no one's coughing, no one's... And it's just, he's sort of...
Yeah.
Again, it's his full thought is like follow, but there's a part of his in the back of his brain where he's like, something's up, and he keeps moving forward.
And she leads you to a room, like, it looks almost like the meditation room you were just in, but it's caters to like one individual. Like, it's sort of very plush and well furnished. The temperature is ideal, and she kind of escorts you in and opens the door and sort of gestures for you to enter.
I step in and then just look around. I don't sit down. I stay stood up.
Okay.
I just
so you're
smoking.
So if we leave Jed as he's standing smoking in the middle of this strange room, Leon and Amendment, you arrive at the administration level, and from now on I don't have maps set up for this, so we're just going to sort of wing it
imagination.
Yeah. So you arrive at on like the upstairs administration level, and the first thing you notice, you don't notice this, Amendment, but Leon, the first thing you notice is just like a weird itching sensation, like on your skin, like just it's not painful, and it's not like, doesn't feel like it would harm you, but it's just like uncomfortable. Like, just like almost like something's like crawling on your skin. But you know this sensation because you don't necessarily know what it is, but you recognize that it's not coming from anything in the physical world. It's coming from somewhere in the astral, like the magic side of things and the spiritual side of things that only people with your kind of senses can perceive. And the people sort
of... I kind of enjoy
it. It's actually something you specifically do not enjoy. It's an uncomfortable feeling. Okay. I'm sorry, like even if you think, even for someone with Leon's degree of creep, it's not something you enjoy. It's odd and uncomfortable and weird.
People say that about me, and yet. Okay, yeah, I'm like, ugh, gross.
Okay. Yeah. So, but you sense that it's coming from somewhere in the astral, but you would need to perceive the astral to know what it was. For you, Amendment, it just looks like a bunch of humans just behaving strangely and kind of moving in unison around and not paying any attention to you because you're not in their way. You're kind of in a little alcove where the elevators are, and they just kind of walk past you. And occasionally they'll like pause and like look like sort of they look like pantomime like what office workers would do. Like they would sort of look at each other and pretend to say something like just gibberish, and then sort of one will laugh, and then they'll also go back to moving around. It's all just like they're sort of pretending to be an office, but it's not really like they're doing a bad job of it.
Mm-hmm. They're going up to the water cooler like, I mean, Fleaba,
yeah, it's like the Sims.
Amendment doesn't know what an office is meant to look really like. So he's just like,
oh my god.
I feel like this. I mean, surely Leon's just going to trust fall right onto him.
Oh, I was just about to say, Leon slips the security pass into the breast pocket of Amendment, T-poses, and astral projects.
I'm always ready. As soon as I see I'm just...
So, what you see, Leon, is, for a mage, fucking chilling.
Oh, God.
Because you know immediately what you're seeing. You are seeing you see what look like wasps, like giant wasps, like spectral wasps, like glowing sort of spiritual wasps. And they are connected in like this like amorphous kind of glowy way to the physical forms of the people that you can see in the office, and it's almost like they're controlling them, just like these hosts of wasp spirits. And you know, as a mage, like just any mage worth his salt knows this, insect spirits are bad fucking news, because what they do is they come from the far like outer planes of the astral realm, and the only way they can manifest in the physical world is by taking over bodies and basically turning them into this weird kind of hybrid between insect and like person, and they all serve a singular spirit that kind of like oversees them. And all they want to do is find more people and make more insect spirits, and they just consume and consume. And this is like even for Leon, who is like, you know, so cavalier about so many things, this is fucking scary, because this is the sort of shit that made the mega corporations nuke Chicago. Like Chicago got overrun by these things and they nuked it.
Fuck.
So like it like everyone is very afraid of these things.
And most importantly, unfuckable. Okay.
Yeah,
Leon probably like T-poses, fallbacks, astral projects. He's like, okay, yep. Just like straight back into his body. Doesn't want to fucking be there.
Yeah.
And comes out of it and is immediately like, we are bouncing right fucking now. We have to get Jed. Yeah, especially if Leon like knows maybe what this YMCA is doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he like grabs Amendment's arm and like pulls him back into the elevator.
But we need to... Do we know he's in the basement?
Yeah, you saw him go into the basement on the cameras. All
right, well, Amendment's like, you can't drag me, I am large.
Yeah, Leon's like
he's just like, yeah. And Amendment's like, no B for basement. Do we see? Is there another elevator on this floor?
Yeah, you can see another sort of elevator bank at the other end.
Oh, of course it is.
So I guess we just do our best office walk.
Yeah, let's
over to the
back into the fucking
elevator.
astral plane.
So
So
what
we
you
are
feel
freeballing
like
it.
as you move through the office, you feel like, and I'm just kind of going to be very narrative with this because I don't want to get too slowing it down with dice rolls and stuff. Is you move through, and if you get close to like the office workers, they kind of seem to get agitated and pay more attention to you. But if you sort of follow the gaps between them that they leave, they kind of seem to ignore you. It's almost like you can kind of move between them. So after a little bit of a false start, you and Amendment kind of work out a way to move through this office without drawing their attention.
With Amendment as,
Amendment,
like, the
and he's having like
icebreaker.
the hardest time. He's like
Yeah.
holding his fucking grenade, like his cannon arm, just like up, being like,
Leon's probably like, if you imagine Amendment as like the icebreaker ship, and then Leon is essentially like plastered to his spine, just like,
Yeah.
don't fucking let me near them.
yeah.
Yeah, so you do eventually make your way through to the other side where the elevators are.
Can we get it?
Yeah,
is
your
that,
security
can we use
pass
those?
does work on them.
Okay.
And you do travel
Leave the
down to the
basement.
basement.
Okay.
So what you see when you arrive on the basement is not what Jed saw. What you see is like a damp, dark utility basement with like wadded up paper and other sort of like pulpy materials that have been used to make kind of like not honeycomb, but like, you know, like a hive, like the material that you'd feel like for a hive, kind of stuck to the wall, but in like large scale. And a number of people are kind of like half encased in that material. And you get that tingling sensation, Leon, that suggests that these people either have a spirit attached to them or are like in the process of having a spirit attached to them. Some of them even have like instead of the human features, they've got like multifaceted eyes, like a wasp, and like the mandibles that pinch, and you can sort of, and like, yeah, just basically they look like these weird sort of half wasp people in some of the cocoons. And there's no one else down here, actually. It's only the people stuck to the walls.
Is Jed there?
He's down the other end, yeah. Jed, although Jed believes himself to be in a nice meditation chamber, you can see that he's actually in a freshly made cocoon against the wall.
Jesus. Okay,
Oh my
first order of
God.
business is I take off his security shirt because it's annoying me.
So we're gonna cut to Jed's perception now. Jed, in your room, and try not to be too meta about this. You don't know what Leon and Amendment have seen. The woman is kind of like standing outside the door, and she follows you in once you've stepped into smoke. And she's smiling at you and she's nodding at you, and she kind of gestures past you to another person, and this person is dressed like a motorcycle enthusiast from the 70s. He's got a thick black mustache and like a leather vest and leather pants. And he sort of holds out a gloved hand towards you, and she gestures for you to like. He's one of the village people. He looks exactly like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jed walks forward towards him. Jed doesn't even speak. Jed just walks forward towards him, like grabs his hand, like firmly, like, and sort of does like a little bow, and tips his hat, and just asks him. And eventually is able to get his words out and says, "Please, sir, lead the way to the others."
So yeah, we
He
cut
blinks
back.
at you with his compound eyes.
Now we cut back to Leon, and Leon, without entering the astral plane, you're actually able to perceive it to like a lesser degree, as you're going, and you can see that around Leon, like
Around
that
Jed.
itching sensation. Oh, sorry, around Jed. Oh, sorry. That itching sensation is getting worse, and you get the feeling that like whatever is connected, these like whatever's connecting these insect spirits is getting its hooks in Jed.
Ooh. Okay, that's unideal. I have yeah. If I try and grab him, he's in like a sort of a pulpy mess. Is
Yeah,
that
you can
right?
pull him out of that. It's just like papery shit. Amendment
Yeah.
definitely could. You might struggle. Amendment could easily just yank him out.
I'm scratching at it like, come on.
Amendment grabs Leon's hands and then like
Like Ghost.
yeah, like Ghost, and they both just claw and rip Jed
Yeah.
out of there.
So Jed, in your sort of vision, you see that the motorcycle man that you're holding hands with, he's like leading you towards the rest of the village people, and they're kind of waving at you from the distance, and you're approaching them. But then you feel like a falling sensation, like you're being yanked back, and for a moment you see the motorcycle man not as he is, but as an awful giant like wasp that's like buzzing and clicking, and it buzzes like aggressively at you, and like you're sort of, it's got like its claws sort of like in your arm, and you can see them like they're piercing the skin, and it's like tugging you with these giant like pincer legs along with it. And you're still sort of, and in the real world, Jed is still unconscious, but you can sort of feel like you can pull away from it if you tried.
Yeah. At that point, Jed is sensible enough to recognize danger, even if something's alluring to him.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. So what happens is So sorry. At this point, does it turn back into the motorcycle?
Yeah,
guy?
it does for
Yeah.
after it turns back after a second, but you do see that wasp figure,
I stop walking.
and he kind of looks back at you, and is like, his face sort of like the smile fades a bit, and he's like beckoning you.
I pull my hand away from his, and this is something that Jed also realizes. They never asked him to take his guns away,
Yeah.
and he's just like, that's the first time that's ever happened. So Jed looks this man dead in the eyes and says, "Boy, you best be getting to stepping, lest I put a bullet where your face once was."
He immediately sort of takes the form of the wasp, and when you pulled your hand away, you feel like the tearing sensation, like you pulled claws out, like something that was caught in your skin.
Yeah.
You pulled it out, and he hisses and buzzes at you and clicks and tries to like fly in your face and like catch you.
At that point, because in this realm, when I'm firing my guns,
Yeah.
I probably have like infinite ammo and don't have to reload because
Yeah.
they're not. Yeah. So at that point, I just go fucking hog and just.
So I want to cut to the real world for a moment, and as Amendment and Leon are like pulling you out of the cocoon, and sort of dragging you down the corridor, you've like pulled one of your guns out and you're just firing it wildly in the air, and they're like,
They're like, no!
This is actually pretty standard for how Jed sleeps in the apartment.
Yeah.
So I'm like, not a fucking again.
So yeah, it's there's buzzing and
Am I
buzzing and
able
clicking.
to, if it's the real people's turn,
Hmm.
you know how I've got a spell which is mana barrier for like things that are magical?
Yeah.
Could I cast it like around Jed?
Yes, absolutely.
Like a bubble?
Yes.
Yes. I would like to do that to sort of sever his the final connection with the wasp people.
Go for it.
Let me roll it. Normal. Roll it.
Okay, so you take one you make sure you apply that 1 stun damage. Basically, it's like getting punched in the stomach by magic because you put some effort into it. But
he's my friend.
Yeah, I know, but Jed, that bubble that sort of encases you all of a sudden severs the magic around you entirely, and rather than sort of being in that dream world with the wasp, you are suddenly awake and on like being dragged between Leon and Amendment.
Hey.
Howdy. Howdy. How's it
Amendment
going?
just gives him like a quick little shake.
Ugh. Pardon, y'all.
Oh yeah, because the mana barrier also wouldn't stop bullets. So
No.
Yeah. My apologies, because Jed notices like bullet holes in the surrounding environment. and looks at the gun in his hand. He's like,
sees the blood on Leon's collar. It's like, oh my god.
and he, even in his apology, does like a really cool like spinning revolver ocelot trick to put it back in its holster. My apologies, y'all. Thank you.
So yeah,
Let's get out of here.
You successfully, you've obviously woken the hive because it starts to buzz and chitter and like, pardon?
I was just saying no.
They start to buzz and chitter, and some of them sort of start to pull their way out of the cocoons, but you could definitely get to the elevator before they do. So unless you want to stay and shoot these things, you can.
No.
Yeah.
I think we should go to the elevator.
Yeah. Jed's probably too exhausted from like having just been pulled out of that like hypo-hypnotic.
Yeah.
World,
You're very
like,
disoriented at the moment, Jed.
Yeah, so he probably wouldn't even with his magic ability, probably wouldn't be able to shoot straight.
Yeah. So
I think if Leon gets to the elevator, I think he might have a go at just like shooting a single mana ball to be like, oh fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, I can shoot as we leave, like, and
yeah.
Go for it.
But I don't need to. No, I don't need to. I punched 2 ladies tonight.
All right. So, you did fire the mana ball.
Yeah.
So you took no damage from it. It basically soars down the corridor and explodes in like a bright bluish white light.
Yes.
You get the feeling that it struck something important because there's a deep shuddering boom somewhere in the depths of the basement. The elevator door still closed and it still goes up, but as the elevator's going up, it shakes violently, like it's housing and, bangs against the insides of the elevator shaft. And when you arrive at the health spa level, you see it's kind of askew. You kind of have to climb out of the hole. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's gone. No.
Should we have some elevator chat?
Yeah. We should also
While
be
it's
like
shaking
babies.
around, Leon's like hung on to Amendment's bicep, just like
Yeah,
feet off
like
the
a
floor.
sloth. Like a sloth.
Yeah.
I feel like it's pretty standard for Amendment to have Leon like slimy worming all over him, like just
Yeah.
constantly like slithering around over his like limbs.
You know those magic worms with the string and like the invisible string, and people would like.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's like that.
yeah. I feel in my mind Leon is a liquid, like he's just constantly like, just like everywhere.
Sort of a goop.
Yeah, and in comparison to Amendment, who's so big and stocky,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're just constantly just moving around on him, but he just doesn't care, and he barely notices.
Like a wet silly worm.
Yeah,
You know,
he
they're
doesn't
usually like
notice.
furry. It's just like slick.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm back.
but he doesn't like it when he gets too close to like his ears or his mouth, and sometimes Leon's like right there, and it's like,
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And then he just, Amendment just like does like a quick, like hard flick until Leon splats on the floor. Hi, Cry. We're just talking about
Yeah.
Leon is a liquid.
Yeah.
The ooze that is Leon, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're in the health the health resort area, and you don't like the people in here sort of seem shaken from like they are like the people that were meditating and working out and stuff don't seem like they're moving around like the insect office workers were. Like they're kind of running around panicky, like wondering, like yelling at each other. And one of them's like, where, like, what's going on? Who are you? Where is this?
Jed decides to speak up because on the elevator up, I'm sure Conduit blathered and explained vaguely what's going on. And Jed,
He's just like, what?
Jed is like,
Nothing.
Jed is fuming at this point, but not showing it. Like it's the most like calm, simmering rage he's ever exhibited. And he again wolf whistles so loud to get everyone's attention who's panicking.
Yep.
And says, "All right, everybody, who the hell's in charge here?"
The crowd of like panicked people. There doesn't seem to be a leader amongst them. They're just kind of like, and
One of them, bathroom door starts to shake.
One of them just sort of looks at Jed and says, "You?"
Yes, I am. Now, everybody. So at this point, I'm assuming Jed twigs that these people actually weren't employees of this vicinity. They've just also been sucked in and hypnotized as well.
Yeah, that's what I imagine. Yeah, that will be a sensible conclusion to draw.
Yeah. So at this point, even though Jed is itching to shoot something, he refrains because he understands that it wasn't their fault. He basically tells them all to slowly file out calmly one by one and go across the road to a tavern where you can just ground yourself, get away from this environment because there might still be dangerous things here. Go to the tavern, spend what money you have at said tavern, and stay at the apartment building above it, and that kind of thing. Give it all your money, but also so you can have a place to like settle yourself while you figure out how long you've been missing, what your name is, if there's anyone nearby, do you know this city, where have you come from, that kind of
Where'd
thing.
you go?
Yeah.
My friend Dylan will be there. He's fine.
Yeah, so basically he just tells them all, just head across the street, and if they don't start moving, Jed pulls out his revolver and shoots in the sky and goes, "Now!"
They immediately do what Jed says. They follow Jed's. And you kind of escort them out through the health resort, the health club area, and into the lobby. And emerging from the bathroom as you sort of enter the lobby is Weemus and Addison, and they're both kind of like holding their heads. And they sort of look confusedly at the line of people sort of marching past towards the... Like, they don't seem to be acting like the insect people either. They're just kind of holding their heads and wincing as they watch the parade of people get led past them and out the door.
Leon gives them both a big middle finger.
They just kind of like shrug. They don't really understand what's going on. And as you leave the YMCA and head back across the street to the hotel, you see arriving like a not a helicopter, but like it's
Oh no, it's not a big gay helicopter, is it?
Yeah. Are there twins in there?
No. It's like an airship of some sort, and it shines a spotlight down on the YMCA, and you can see on the side of it the feathered Legionnaire's helmet, which belongs to one of the mega corporations, Ares Macro Technology, and they don't seem to pay any attention to you, but like several men in like advanced combat armor, like it's almost automated sort of thing, kind of like rappel down on ropes, and they're all armed to the teeth, and they all march in like a SWAT team, and they rush through the door into the building, and at the same time the local Lone Star police arrive and start to cordon off the building, and they start to grab some of the people that are leaving to ask them questions, but they haven't seemed to notice you guys yet.
Good. Let's bounce.
Amendment just snaps a little pic and texts it to Horatio.
Yeah.
Takes it to Horatio like, I swear it wasn't us.
Horatio comes back like, what the like all capitals, like, what the fuck did you do?
Honestly, nothing. Honestly, nothing.
To get a fucking Ares fire team? You guys need to fucking leave. Get to Denver now. Go, get whatever you fucking doing, leave now.
Okay.
But before we leave...
And then Amendment just sends a little wasp emoji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we leave,
Jed?
like in the sort of rubble and everything, Leon and Amendment are sort of walking towards like the van that we're going to leave in first. But Jed just has a moment in all the panic, and he looks down sort of in the mud and dirt and like all the sweat and everything going on. He sees like a little tiny torn up brochure for YMCA. In particular, the Y logo has been severed off.
Yeah.
And he just picks that up and puts it in his breast pocket and walks.
MCA?
Yeah. No, just the Y.
Oh, that's cute.
He just picks up the Y and then walks across with
Took me a second.
And you arrive at your van. I'm assuming you're going to skip town as quickly as possible.
Probably should, yeah.
Mr. Pippins is sitting in the passenger seat. He's been napping there like a good boy.
We cracked a window for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Amendment, as you sort of move around to the driver's seat, you see spray painted on the door
No! These damn twinks!
a skull, but it's like in neon pink. And
that's so cool.
Like, fuck, Mr. Pippins, why'd you do that?
and it just says underneath it, Twinks. And that'll be the end of this episode.
We might have actually fucked it a little bit. Only
Why?
because, well, okay. You know how when we were doing our super secret, like, snooping around?
Yeah.
And it was clear that, like, other people had gone in and were trying to do something at the same time that we were just, like, nuking the site. Like, maybe someone else was also shadowrunning there. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? You'll never know.
We did, like, Kamehameha.
I am admittedly, I was very fast and loose with the rules there because it kind of went in a direction I wasn't planning for.
What were you planning for? Tell us what your pathway for us was.
I didn't have a path, but I wasn't expecting you to, like, be so fucking curious that you wanted to, like, break into the security room. And I wasn't expecting Jed to, like, immediately embrace the cult-like atmosphere and, like, try to join the insect
Jed's
group.
very susceptible.
Sorry, do you not know us at all? Of course,
Leon
and Amendment are not going to just stand in the lobby. And, if there's a person we can hurt, we're going to... And if there's a door to be opened. And, of course, Jed is gonna just be like, yeah, all right.
It's only motion.
There's a pretty lady at YMCA. Like, of course he's gonna just.
It is my fault, dude. But I need to get to learn the rules better so you guys can actually roll
My
dice.
twink anxiety is back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna give
it's
super
genuinely
complex.
because I'd completely forgotten about the twinks. When you mentioned the spray paint, like a little part of me had like this little, like it was almost like this weird jump scare where I was like, oh no. It's just like, oh dear, that's right.
I'm not ready.
Tendencies. Like,
and I don't even think Cry was here before when we were talking about what could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Cry missed Yeah, our plan.
I don't want to tell him. I want to surprise him if it does happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can surprise me.
So, like, of our group of primarily men, we...
All men.
Yeah, all men. We, like, have killed or maimed all the women that we've come across.
But you hadn't seen that
given
many
that
women.
so
And
many
then,
gay
like,
I'd
people.
point out that Cry is putting women in the game only in positions of, like, you know, like...
that is not true!
A secretary. I'm pretty sure there were 2 secretaries.
No, there was a secretary and an IT manager.
Yeah. True.
All right, that's...
You
called one of them Venus.
Destroying both of them.
I Weenus, and it was only because Mac asked me to.
You called one of them Venus, and I think... Just call them owned by Peen next time. Like,
We all had great, like,
Dong lover.
secret agent names and, like, secret
gagging
agent
for it.
names.
Yeah.
But no one tries to, like, hide amendment. I think amendment is just amendment.
Yeah.
It's too difficult to do stealth with.
We can
I
just throw a
cannot
blanket over
stealth.
him.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
guys, it's like you guys don't really have like a person capable of social engineering or a person capable of like technical like hacking and stuff. So your only
almost the
approaches to
opposite.
your only approaches to problems are just to fight them.
Yeah. Or wear them down with,
Honestly,
like, how
yeah.
awkward and greasy.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just mess people.
Like, Leon
we just
acts
make
like
mess.
Leon acts like the face who can do like social stuff, but he has no social skills. Like no one is looking at Leon like, oh yes,
No
he's a
one
charming,
likes to
he's a
talk to
charming
Leon.
man. Leon just like,
No.
eh.
He probably smells
Yeah,
like.
he smells like piss.
Yeah. It's that bit in Ocean's 11 where he buys the van by, like, giving a handshake but too tight and just talking really uncomfortably about moisturizers, and everyone's like, oh, fine, it's okay, just do what you want to do.
So we'll come back in 2 weeks. I mean, I keep escalating this every session. I don't know how far I can keep it. There's going to be sessions where things aren't escalated.
Well, we did the backstory session a couple sessions ago.
Yeah.
I also need to work out what is in Leon's backstory that needs to be addressed.
Ooh.
Because, like, Amendment has the Legion of Twinks. Jed now has, like, the evil infection in YMCA that needs to be purged.
I feel like it's going to be to do with Leon's, like, wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, no, I just had the perfect idea for it. It's all good.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we'll get
Do
there.
I want to know?
I'm not going to tell you. Oh, well, actually, I will tell you, but I'll tell you off stream because you'll need to be aware.
This is, the van we're driving is Leon's wife's minivan, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
belongs to Leon's wife.
Even though there's, like, ectoplasm just, like, caked, there's also, like, a little 6-pack of, like, tissues. There's, like, a
Mints.
little air freshener going on.
Yeah.
It's, like, 4 years old. What else do women's cars have?
There's, like, a little family photo under the, like, the sunshade thing.
One day Leon is like, oh, the fucking sun, and puts it down. He's like, oh my god.
Who are these people?
And just throws it out the window.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know who these people are. So, Leon's a horrible person.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's give somebody a raid. and
Lena's on.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
I thought she wasn't streaming until Wednesday.
No, she's here now.
Today is
How
Wednesday.
dare she?
That would explain why my numbers suddenly took a sharp dip in the middle of the stream.
I want Mac to show me the t-shirt, but he's gone.
Oh, Mac, post the t-shirt link in the Discord so Chimp can see it.
He just doesn't want to talk to me, that's fine.
T-shirt.
Remember, everyone, the raid message is love is stored in the balls.
Yeah,
Love
that's
is
the
stored
raid
in the
message.
Thank you, Cry.
Yes, thank you for another adventure.
Thank you, Crichton.
Eventually, I promise, I will learn the rules and we can play the game properly.
It's better this way.
I figure eventually you're going to get tired of just improv the way you're way through the.
We love it.
I love it. This is like
We're
a
not-
television show.
yeah,
This
we're
is like
not,
a television show that we're a part of that we get to write.
Yes.
We're not designed for serious gameplay, I don't
No.
think.
If you give us rules, we will find ways to break them.
Mhm.
And then you don't get to the end of a session feeling like you've just killed one enemy. I'm like, yes, I did a whole thing today.
I love vaporizing my enemies.
Yeah. I destroyed a health resort.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right, let's raid now. Wave goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.